More important tonight because it's Valentine's Day. Lots of people will be heading out on the roads.
Yeah, take the time for sure, because the roads aren't ideal. Snow snakes, you know, from the blowing snow and all of that kind of stuff, and the on and off ramps are awful. So take your time. It's cold out there, so bundle up as well. As you know, it's been cold for a while, and it will be cold for another little bit longer, but then we're in for a pretty decent warming trend. Minus 20 is the temperature right now with the wind chill. At the airport, it feels more like minus 28. To look at base temperatures downtown, we're at minus 19. And Tazaa Park also at minus 19. Big Four Motors' massive first anniversary sale is on. See it at big4motors.com. All right, when we look at those next 24 hours, you can expect flurries on and off here and there with a wind chill of minus 30 in the overnight hours, and pretty much the same for tomorrow morning to kick off the day. You may see a few flurries out there tomorrow. Certainly a good amount of cloud cover and a high of minus 16.
Back for weather. Danielle, cold right now, but I think it's going to warm up. Am I wrong?
Yeah, so we are looking at a huge warm up, a big one that we're really going to notice, and it will be a longer term one, and that's next week.
Perfect.
So for Valentine's Day, I mean, Valentine's Day is in February, so we all know we have a good chance of it being quite cold out there and looking like this. Here's your Skywatch weather camera. It's cold, it's snowy, the roads aren't great, it's cuddle weather, absolutely. So with the wind chill in Calgary right now, it feels closer to minus 28. And in Claresholm, minus 27. Pincher Creek, Lethbridge, minus 30. Medicine Hat, minus 28. So, yes, this is the coldest day of the week. And then we'll start to warm up a little bit for the weekend, but it'll still be cold for this weekend. And then we dip again, and then we're rising up. So why are we all over the place? Well, system after system, and we need this this ridge of high pressure to build in, but it's quite a ways away right now. Here's system number one, and this is what's been delivering some snowfall, mainly to the further south, but we've seen some snow throughout much of the day, pockets of it in Calgary today. We didn't have a huge accumulation, as it wasn't expected to have a huge accumulation, but this next system right here will be the weather maker for us come the weekend. And for the mountains and areas further to the south, we're looking at a pretty decent accumulation for some parts. Okay, radar and satellite, you can see that one. This is system number one, and you can see the snowfall from this. Calgary, we're getting some further to the south, a little more intense, south of Medicine Hat, for example. Okay, Futurecast showing you as system number one clears out, mainly tonight, we will still see a couple stray flurries out there for tomorrow, likely in most communities in the south end, but we'll also see some sunny breaks, and it should be pretty tame and pretty quiet. Temperatures will still be on the cold side, of course. Here's that next system. So Sunday in the morning, overnight, Saturday and through Sunday, here's that next system starting to approach, starting to make its way through BC, moving towards the mountains. The mountains will see the heaviest amount because that's where this will be concentrated. Not a whole lot is going to actually make its way over to southern Alberta. So what can you expect? Well, from this wave that we're dealing with right now, we'll likely pick up another centimeter in Calgary and Okotoks, maybe another couple centimeters in Lethbridge before this is all done, and a couple, maybe even 3 for Medicine Hat. So this is fairly light, nothing hugely significant. Now let me fast forward through this next wave that arrives late Saturday and lasts through Monday, and you can see those more concentrated areas. Canmore getting 8 centimeters, same for Banff. Pincher Creek likely about 20 centimeters from this. And again, this is up until about 9 o'clock on Monday. So that's a late Saturday night through Sunday type thing. All right, so for Calgary specifically, minus 16 tomorrow and Sunday. So yes, on the colder side, 0 is what's normal for this time of year. On Sunday, Saturday night through Sunday, we could pick up 1 to 3 centimeters here in Calgary. Family Day Monday, minus 20 will be the coldest day of the next 5. And just to show you that longer term trend here and the warm up that a lot of people want to see, minus 1 by Thursday of next week, and by Friday of next week, we will be above the freezing mark.
All right, Danielle, you said it earlier, cuddle weather, and it's going to be cuddle weather for a little bit longer.
Yeah, right up until about Tuesday of next week. So this is a bit of a stretch. We're going to be getting a little warmer for the weekend and colder again next week before we start our boost in temperature, but I am assuring you it is on the way. It just won't arrive until later next week. Friday, we should be above that freezing mark. Right now, we're sitting at -20. Our daytime high was -18, but that was at like 2 in the morning. When we look at the 3-day forecast here, you can see -16 for daytime highs for the next couple of days, but the morning wind chills will be -30 for Saturday and Sunday. So cold starts, still cold afternoons. We look at snowfall about 1 to 3 centimeters possible on Sunday. And then by Monday, we're looking at -20. And then later next week, above the freezing mark. Okay.
Danielle joins us now. And Danielle, I'd love to go outside for a walk with the dogs without having to dress up like I'm on a mission to the North Pole. You know what I mean?
Okay, I didn't hear that last part of your sentence, but I'm laughing. Sorry, I'm giggling at you, Ian. That's not in the forecast for the next little while, I will say. We're looking at this cold weather. This cold weather is here to stay right up until about Tuesday of next week, and then we will really start to notice a difference. By the middle of next week, it will still be cold, but it will be less cold than this. And next week, later in the week, we'll get above the freezing mark. So there is hope if you like the warmer temperatures. It's just a bit of a ways away. -20 is the temperature right now with the wind chill. Feels more like -28. And overnight, we're looking at a wind chill around -30 and in through tomorrow morning as well. Now, tomorrow, mainly cloudy with a few sunny breaks. And there may be a few stray flurries out there again for tomorrow. But really, the bulk of the snow will be Saturday night through Sunday for most communities. I'll talk more about that coming up, Ian.
You're watching CTV News Calgary.
Okay, Danielle, it's Friday, it's Valentine's Day. That's all good, that's all wonderful, but isn't the weather this weekend kind of like what we had last weekend?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. My gift to you, though, Ian, and anybody watching right now, is that we're going to get the warmer temperatures next week. So it's on the way. It's just going to take a bit of time for it to mix down. All right, -28 is what it feels like with the wind chill in Calgary, -28 in Lethbridge as well, -31 with the wind chill in Pincher Creek, and -30 is what it feels like in Medicine Hat. So it's cold. It will be slightly warmer for the weekend, but still on the cold side overall. And then we get even colder for Monday, and then we start our increase. So it's going to take some time before we get there. We do have more concentrated, more dense snowfall right here, Medicine Hat and south, but this is on its way out. This will die out tonight. So we're looking to pick up another centimeter or two in many communities before it's all said and done tonight, but then that moves out. So Saturday, quiet in between. This is the next low, though, and this one will give a more significant snowfall to some communities, especially communities in the mountains and closer to the mountains. I'll show you amounts in just a second. First, let me play this through here, and you can see that system moves out. So by tomorrow morning, we are looking at, yes, some cloud cover, yes, some sunny breaks. You may see the odd flurry here and there, but we're not looking at any real accumulation for any communities in southern Alberta. But late Saturday night in through overnight through Sunday morning is when we have that next system approaching, and you can see that moving in through southern BC. This will make its way into the mountains, and this will be quite heavy for the Pincher Creek, Crozes Pass area, and we'll pick up the edge of this in Calgary. So for us here in Calgary, we're not looking at huge amounts. Now let's just talk about the first system. The first system that's here now, we're looking at picking up about another centimeter before it's all said and done in Calgary down through Okotoks. A couple centimeters possible before this is all said and done, Milk River in through Medicine Hat. That's tonight. Okay, then the next wave. So that next system that rolls through Saturday night and lasts through Monday morning, we could pick up 20 centimeters of snow in Pincher Creek, 12 in Fernie, 13 in Cranbrook, 13 in Milk River, and 10 in Lethbridge. So significant snowfall for areas closer to the mountains and off to the far south. Calgary looking at about 1 to 3 centimeters from that second system, which arrives mainly on Sunday for us. Okay, so -16 as a high with wind chills in the -30s for the morning hours. For the weekend, again, a few flurries possible tomorrow. The more snowfall is expected for Sunday, 1 to 3 centimeters. Then colder on Family Day, -20 on Monday. And then we start our increase, -9 by Wednesday.
Many people do have mixed feelings about Valentine's Day, after all, understand. Well, it is Valentine's Day, so in addition to roses and a fabulous meal, we need some music.
Yes.
Check out this horse strumming a guitar at a rescue facility in California. The guitarist Michaela Kramov says the horse Upia is her best friend. The organization Because We Can, Because We Care posted the video on their Instagram page.
Strum's a pretty good tune, I'd say, right?
I think the horse is doing a great job.
I think so.
Yeah. Change the chord there a bit, and you could have a whole song all together. You never know. A woman's TikTok account has become a viral sensation, all because she started leaving some food on her front door for a stray cat. Look at who is showing up instead. These skunks love the food, and a couple of raccoons came by too. Of course, things could have been much worse for the raccoons. You know what happens with skunks. The skunks did start sharing the food with the raccoons. Fast forward here, so everyone can learn to coexist peacefully.
Okay, but where's the cat?
That's the question. And here's the thing, this woman's TikTok page, it started as the usual thing, pictures of herself and so forth. And then she got the food out there for the cat. That worked for a little bit, and then all these other animals started coming
The animals
by.
you don't really want to invite in,
No.
you know, so.
Not the skunk, especially.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
A graphic artist in New Brunswick has found an enormous canvas for his latest creation. It took Eric Goggin 3 hours to create this moose on a frozen lake. He used his drone to see his work take shape and recorded the entire thing. Unfortunately, it's not a permanent piece and is bound to disappear by spring.
Still pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Hopefully he wasn't in the -20, -30 thing
Yeah,
we've got going
he had
on.
some sunshine for that little adventure.
Well, there will be a lot of fresh powder for the mountains this weekend. We'll talk about that in just a second. But for now, Skywatch weather cam. It's cold out there. It will continue to be cold up until about Tuesday of next week. And then you'll start to notice a difference as this warming trend builds in. And this is a longer term warming trend. And you're going to notice temperatures above the freezing mark. Next week, not now, not this weekend, not Monday or Tuesday. -20 is the current temperature. Today's high -18. That was about 2 a.m. Normal is 0 for this time of year. Just a quick look at wind chill. We've talked about this already, but it feels more like -28 in Calgary and in Lethbridge, -30 in Pincher Creek and Medicine Hat. Okay, when we compare us to the rest of the country, you can see that cold air is really funneled into Alberta and Saskatchewan for the most part, and parts of Manitoba as well. Further off to the east, they have warmer temperatures, but look at all the stuff they're dealing with. These are warnings all for Atlantic Canada, all Gaspé Peninsula, southern Quebec, and in through parts of eastern and southern Ontario. These areas, some communities will see on top of the snow they already had, another 15, 20, even 30 centimeters of snow, and some of this will come with some freezing rain as well. So busy weekend for them. For us, we're going to get some snowfall, but nowhere near that. And further off to the north, we have the extreme cold warning in place. Okay, we're dealing with system number 1 right now. This is going to fizzle out through tonight, and then we have this next one that's on the way. When we look at temperatures, -1 for Salmon Arm and Kamloops for tomorrow, -16 for Edmonton and Red Deer. Mainly cloudy skies for the most part. Not expecting snow in Calgary, even though that says it right there. -15 for Lethbridge, -18 for Medicine Hat. This system that we have right now, another centimeter before it's all said and done tonight. The next wave, though, that arrives Saturday night through Sunday will give a good bunch of snow to the mountains in Pincher Creek area and Lethbridge as well, as you can see. But for us here in Calgary, 1 to 3 centimeters expected for Sunday. Okay, 10-day trend showing you cold right through Tuesday of next week, then an improvement by Wednesday to -single digits, and by Friday of next week, we should be above the freezing mark, Ian.
I'm sure they're disappointed for sure. Okay, it's another cold one ahead of us, hey?
Yeah, we got some cold ones. But by Wednesday of next week, big difference. Okay, minus 16 for the weekend for daytime highs. Saturday night and through Sunday, 1 to 3 centimeters of snow expected. Colder on Monday at minus 20, and then we start our slow increase there. And by, Friday of next week, we'll be above the freezing mark. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style budget in Alberta's climate. And this is little Susie with her little Valentine's Day handkerchief ready to go in the cold.
Yep, trying to stay warm just like everybody else.
All puppies need those coats.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.